Welcome to Rooster Radio, a broadcast dedicated to supporting and promoting local artists in the Gaston County and surrounding areas.
Pickles.
Oh, God. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to Dovecage. Say hey, everybody.
Hi.
Hey. Use camera and introduce yourself. Wait, give Rod a second. We're good? All right. Yeah.
Do you go first?
Well, everyone knows who Bob
knows
is.
me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hi. I'm Kiara. I am the vocalist for Dovecage.
I'm Tim, bassist for Dovecage.
Missy, manager of Dovecage.
We've got some missing people today. Our guitarist's name is Pavel, and our drummer's name is Zach.
Yes, Zach was here a couple weeks ago. I was joking with him. I told him I was going to call you Zach the whole show and see if you noticed. But I decided not to.
He's like, yeah, do it, mess with him.
Yeah. Saying Dovecage will be here for Brewstock. Woo! Yes, July 27th. Don't forget about the pre-party on the 26th. We're very excited. We're very excited to have you play our stage again. It's always fun to have Dovecage here. You guys were here for Rooster Olympics, and man, what a set, man.
Right.
Everybody walked away buzzing about your set, right? Because you've got a handful of new songs since the last time you were here. Mm-hmm. You know, XXX, that's probably one of my favorites of your new ones. Like, we play it a lot here. So talk about getting out there and playing the new stuff and the reaction you're getting.
You go right
All right.
Nobody cares what I say. They want the purple hair girl.
It's been really crazy because, you know, our last EP was solely written by our old guitarist Nick, who's actually filling in for us for Brewstock, so he will be joining us. But yeah, so all of those were written by him, so we didn't really, I don't want to say not connect with them, but it's a different process when every single one of you is throwing in ideas, and, you know, now that I feel like we found more of our style, so performing those songs is just so much fun because, you know, a lot of them people connect with a lot more. You know, Bang My Life is, it's a great song and people connect to it, but, you know, that one's just a fun, you know, and then the songs that we have now are more, I guess, what is the word?
Junior high school.
Relatable.
That's not where I was going.
Sorry, junior and yeah, high school. No, we went. I equate like the first EP to freshman year, and then it's like now we're in our junior year or getting close to the senior year. But
that's where I was going with it.
Yeah, so I mean, I wouldn't
answer your question.
I wouldn't downplay "Bang My Life." It's a really good song, and that's like a radio ready song, and that's actually what I was going to say about like with the new stuff coming out. You might be one of the most radio ready bands in this area. Every song you put out it's very, very like anyone can listen, right? Mm-hmm. You know, like we're all metalheads. We love the heavy metal, but there's so many people that just can't. I don't like the screaming, right? But like you guys can fit into so many different lineups. You could play on several different types of radio stations, and it's really cool to like have that here in our scene, you know, and you've made a lot of fans here on the shows you've done here. Like people walk away just buzzing about you. People ask, when's Dovecage coming back? Like we get a lot of that. Like you guys have made a lot of fans here, and I think it's awesome, you know, that you guys are keeping it together.
Of them, they're all singing your songs back to you now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've told everybody, and on multiple occasions, this is my favorite venue, and that's why we come back so much. I love this venue. It is my absolute favorite one. So, you know, the more we're welcome back, the merrier.
She's going to love it for Brewstock.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Kiara has a thing with heat.
Oh, yeah. We're outside. I forgot about that. I mean, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. It's just people are going to see a different side of me, the more like, oh, my God.
Tell Todd you put stage fans in your rider.
We're gonna
Portable
need-
AC.
What's the ice bath?
Yeah.
I need one.
Yeah.
Those cooling towels that we had for Rooster Olympics help.
I
Like,
have more for
immensely.
Brewstock, don't worry.
Everyone was taking them and putting them in the ice water and they're just wrapping around their necks. And it's awesome.
But it's gonna be a blast. It's gonna be so fun.
Yeah, it's going to be hot, but it's going to be awesome. There's a lot of buzz about Brewstock, but while we're on the subject of what's about to happen, let's talk a little bit about what you guys got going on.
Your turn.
Well, I mean, it's no secret that we've told everyone that we're releasing a song every 6 weeks. It's good to hear that you're saying like it's radio ready, because that's kind of like the goal is to have everyone be able to sing the damn songs, but be relatable to them and have it so, it's not like a thing about gaining fans or blowing up or anything like that. It's just we don't want to be playing the same songs that nobody gives a crap about. We want them to actually relate to them or like them. So it's like, let's sit down. We go in the studio. We write what we want to write. We tweak it to where we know that people are going to like it, and then we're releasing it every 6 weeks so that. Yeah, growth is good, but we want to be able to come here and have like we did at Rooster, where everyone was singing them back, which is great.
I know that you guys kind of all live or spread out. Talk about how you're managing to keep things together, not being able to see each other every day.
So Pavel, which is our guitarist, is currently in Peru. So we miss him dearly, miss him so much. But it's so hard because we can only talk to him through FaceTime audio, and it's been a little rough. But we right now are kind of just focusing on producing the songs that we have already written and are ready to go. He returns in August, and then our drummer Zach has been working in Jacksonville, North Carolina a lot, so he's not around very much.
I mean, the best thing
We're cool.
Yeah. The best thing is that we have everything already recorded.
Yeah.
Unless we're writing new, we don't really have to get together until we have a show. So it used to be back in the day, like when we first started, it was practice once or twice a week, every week, trying to get things done. But since we moved everything digital or in-ear or anything like that, so it doesn't matter.
Well, I bring it up because there's a lot of bands that are like all centrally located and they have a hard time keeping things together. And it's like, this is proof that like when you treat it professionally, when you approach it the right way, you can really have success, whether you're practicing every week or once a month or whatever.
I think we kind of like divvy out the what's it called?
Responsibilities.
Thank you. Yeah. So I mainly run our social media with the help of Missy. Tim usually is like analyst. So you he'll go through the numbers and be like, "This is not doing good."
I'm
or
the
like,
spaz, yeah.
Yeah. He'll be
Where
like,
can
"This
we
sucks
improve?"
and this sucks," and then Pavel is like, "I'll do something," and then Zach is like, "Just tell me when to play." So I think we all.
Zach's a drummer, and you know how fortunate you are to have a committed drummer.
He is incredible, absolutely incredible.
I've said it a million times. He's literally the best drummer in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Maybe in North Carolina. I've seen some phenomenal drummers. I haven't seen, and he's so modest. He'll be like, "Yeah, I'm not. That sucks. No, I'm terrible. I'm not going to ever admit it." But that man, I've heard some things from him. His fills, where we record, they actually sampled his fills to use for other bands.
Which I don't know if everyone knows, but we don't use electronic drums, and other than
live.
Divided Minds was the only song we did, but he hated it as soon as we did electronic drums. But
Yeah, you just can't get that thump in your chest with electronic
He will
drums.
So
always
they got no
track
heart.
live.
The electronic drums have got no heart. Like,
Yeah.
it just doesn't feel right.
He's very.
I mean, well, they're
about
great
that.
if you're making like 80s synth pop, like, like
Or EDM.
or EDM.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they have a purpose, they have a place,
Yeah.
just not in rock and roll.
Exactly. So he tracks everything live, and Pangea Productions, who we work with, Jordan and Kelly and Sam, they are incredible about tracking him. They get it done. You know, they've got like 80,000 takes to go through, and they just sift through and find the best ones for him. So
It was 11,000 hits on the last song that we did that he had to weed through and go through. So if you think about like each snare hit, each kick, each tom, each cymbal, everything, he has to go through and weed it. He did 11,000 on the last song.
Jesus Christ.
And that was Lullaby. Lullaby was, I mean, if you listen to the drums in that song, it's legitimately one of the toughest songs I would think people could play on drums. It's a nut song. But
Yeah.
what's new? Songs. We're just writing and writing.
Song.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. We,
You say song.
You like that
know
one?
about
I do. That's good.
What?
How do you even know about that song?
What do you mean?
You weren't even a thought when that thing came out.
When did it come out?
It's like 97, I think.
Yeah.
98, somewhere in there.
I was -3.
I think it was 97 or 98.
My mom was a teen mom.
I can't
I
believe
would
we're
be
looking.
shocked if it was 2000s.
How many seconds of that video can
99.
Yeah,
I was -1.
Ron, how many seconds of that video can we drop in there?
-1, bitch. She said I
We
was
gotta get the
-1.
part where he's going across the beach like
Yeah,
that.
I just
part.
love the damn long hot dog, the innuendo of the mustard getting spread on it, and then it goes. I'm like, oh come on.
That was good. But the next song that we're releasing, when?
July 12th.
See, analyst. July 12th is probably my favorite. I'm very, very excited for it. So I think it's going to be like, it's a very different take from what we have out. It's a more emotional song.
Is it a ballad?
I guess it kind of starts as one, and then we pick it up a little
Progressive.
heavier. But it's basically called Sick, and it's about me. So I have I have celiac disease, and when I was growing up, I was in and out of hospitals and doctors, and I have a lot of stomach issues. So the whole song is basically just talking about how sick it is to be sick. You know what I mean? And I think the song can really be a physical sickness, but also people can relate with mental sickness. So I think that this song
So
is
the way you wrote it you can be metaphorical in a sense,
Exactly.
but it's also quite literal.
Yeah. So I'm very excited for it. I think it's going to be, I don't know if it's a song we'll do live. I'm not sure yet.
It's an encore.
All right, I guess we're doing
It's an
it
encore
live.
song.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, that sucked. We went for Rooster Olympics. They're like encore, and we're like, do we even have it?
We had nothing.
It's like I think we do, but we have to remember how to play it.
Yeah, we had nothing.
No, we're definitely playing that song. That's. I say it every time we come in here, but each time we release one, I feel like it's going to be the better song of every song that we do.
Yeah.
Well, you want
Some
to be
are.
in love with your music. Like that's normal. That you should feel that way. I didn't know that about you. I didn't know that like you've dealt with that. I mean, is it something
Yeah.
you still deal with today?
Oh, absolutely. I have a very rough immune system, if you will. Pretty much every single show, I'm usually like huddled in a corner in pain before we go on stage, and it's kind of hard to deal with.
Does the anxiety and nerves of performance kind of activate it?
It does, 100%. I take 6 medications a day to regulate my
Wow.
body and, make myself feel better. And it was, in high school, I was involuntarily throwing up like 3 times a week, and I lost a lot of weight. My teeth were decaying, and it's been a lot better. It's definitely gotten a lot better with time, but they'll see it, before every single show. I'm like crying off my makeup because I don't feel good, and then I don't know what it is, but as soon as as soon as we get on stage, I'm just like, all right, I'm
adrenaline.
fine. And my dad's at every single show, so he's always there to.
That's inspired. So
Nurse
your
me.
dad's been there for like that's your rock.
Oh yeah, my dad's my best friend, absolutely.
Yeah.
And he drove all the way to Laurenburg when we did the Party Out Back Festival. He's every single show he's like, tell me where to be, and I'm there. So he's always there to be my
Bet you
rock.
can't wait to take him to South by Southwest, right?
Oh my gosh, I know. I want to take him everywhere on the road with us. He's like our little roadie.
Well, I feel you. Like everyone here knows. I don't know how many people watching knows, but you always know that I deal with a situation with my kid, and it's really like the older I get, the more I think about like how you don't want to let this one thing define who you are. Like a lot of people have an affliction. It could be a mental condition. It could be a physical condition. It could be abuse. Whatever the thing is that has traumatized you or held you back, however you want to phrase it. A lot of people let that be the defining thing about them, and that's their whole personality.
Yeah.
And it's the reason why they can't do this, or the reason why they can't do that, and a lot of people let that shit hold them back. And I decided at a very, very early on with my son that this was not going to stop us from living a full life. And when you take that attitude and you take away that victim mentality,
Yep,
you know,
absolutely.
And I think it's inspirational that you fight through that so that you can put on these great performances,
Thank
inspire another generation of kids, girls,
a lot of
whatever.
fun.
So yeah, all right, off my high horse. What you got?
Hey, Ron, you're going to have to, in the middle of what he just said, cut over to this goofball. Because he was over here Vanna Whiting the Liquid Death cake
I'm like sponsored.
with the label out, and he was just like,
We're having a tender moment,
dang it.
and you ruined it.
No.
Soiled it.
Tim
Soiled.
stepping on our moment.
No,
I know.
while he's talking, I'm sitting there going, what the fuck are you doing? So Michael's going to be, they're going to have a serious conversation. I'm going to be like this.
Go ahead.
These got a little too heavy for Tim.
Talk about the worst time in your life.
I have ADD, apparently.
Blame it on my ADD.
I mean, shit. It was a backhand. It wasn't a pill that we got when I was growing up.
Yeah, it's like, what's wrong with you?
Stop being annoying.
Why are you so loud?
Let me ask you this: before we switch subjects, how much of that like is the reason why you're like becoming a singer, becoming an artist?
Mm-hmm.
Did that have anything to do with like take it distracting from your
I think so.
situation?
When
like,
I've always been a drama queen through and through. My parents will tell
Welcome
me
to the
that,
club.
and everybody in my family. So growing up, it was always like, you're being dramatic. If I said I was in pain, they're like, no, you're not. Which, like, I get it. I was a drama queen, but I think now I associate it with just distracting myself because when we're performing on stage, it is me, but there's a switch that flips, and I don't want to say it's like an alter ego or anything, but it's just, I always tell them I kind of black out when we go on stage, and then when we come back, I'm like, did I do good? Like,
it's
I
an
don't know.
amplified version of Kiara.
With the adrenaline
So-
kicks in and you're just so high. That high of
Exactly.
being on. Yeah.
Yeah,
I get it.
so
love
it takes away that pain for a while, and usually for the rest of the night, I'm still on that kick, so I feel really good until I get home, and then I'm like, all right, heating pad, but, I think it really does help, and that's why I do so many performing arts things, just because it takes away from that. It really does.
If only there was a gluten-free drink you could drink that does the same thing and takes away the pain.
Like what?
Vodka.
Oh.
Now that's where we can relate. The vodka is my go-to to deal with.
I'm hurting today. Not anymore.
I had a rough day last week, and my wife and I are sitting at the house, and I had to go outside for something, and we were about to go sit outside. I was like, make me a drink, babe, please. I was like, just a little bit of club soda. Just make it almost all vodka. Yeah, it's a little bit of club soda because it does take the edge off. But yeah, what about you, Tim? What inspires you to stay in it and keep doing it? Like, is there one thing? Is there many things?
Honestly, yeah. Dude, what was that? To just get better, honestly. It's not about recognition or notoriety or anything like that. I want to see them succeed more than myself. I really don't care. I've done business and been successful in that and done everything I can to grow myself. So it's more important to me to see everybody else succeed and help whoever the hell I can. It's not fake. I think everybody who knows me knows that I'll take my shirt off and give it to you if you need one, and they all know it. But I want to see them grow. They're younger than me and can do it. And actually, when I'm not in this anymore, they'll be the ones that are the most successful. So I want to see that. So to me, it's the most important thing.
I want one of you at Brewstock to ask Tim for his shirt.
Yeah.
No, don't, because he'll never bring it to you.
We could switch.
If you ask, that's true. That's true.
You wore my Care Bear shirt. You remember? We were getting
I'm
ready
not
for a
wearing a
show.
Care Bear shirt.
We were getting ready for a show in Raleigh, and I was wearing a Care Bears crop top, and we were all like talking around a.
I did
where
do
were
that.
we? Oh,
I
we were
was
at Brian's
very
house.
drunk.
But all of us were there, and I was like, "Do you like my shirt?" And he was like, "I'd look better." And so I was like, "All right." And I had like a tank top underneath, so I took it off, and I was like, "Put it on."
That thing was tiny, man.
Walking around in a mid-drift all day?
It was tiny. That thing was tiny.
Cutting off circulation.
Hopefully nobody asked me for my shirt at Brewstock. It's a custom shirt I'll be wearing for that.
Might be hot enough you just take it off on your own.
Yeah,
as,
sure.
as we all know.
I mean, if you want to add to, not that you need any help with your live performances, but pulling your top off on stage and drive the ladies
Nobody
crazy.
wants to see this. Nobody wants to see shirt off. I'm deceptively fat under this.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
stop it.
I am.
What are you wearing, a Spanx under there?
I'm stuffing it in all day long. I wait for the day where nobody's watching me anymore, where I can just be like,
He Tim's the pool boy.
and just let it out.
I know how you feel, man. We have a swimming pool at the house, and my daughter's 13. So, like, when she has friends over, it's like, I'm not even going outside. Have fun. Nobody wants to see dad.
It used to be, it was acceptable, and then 30s hit, and then now turning 40 in a couple weeks, it's like, man, I look at food and it just stays on, and I know nobody gives a shit to hear about this, but it's like literally, I've been drinking is water.
Man, the man won the genetic pool lottery, and he's
Right.
complaining.
I look at food and it sticks.
I did lose 9 pounds recently, so that's good.
You could just stand outside today and lose 10 pounds. Jesus Christ,
Well, I
it's a
stopped
scorcher.
drinking. I took it on to not drink until my birthday. So since June 1, I haven't been drinking.
And then you're gonna make it all up on your birthday.
Fuck right.
Yeah.
It's weird what you crave too. Like I was like, I want an IPA so freaking bad right now. Like the things.
Look at them all.
And the
I
fact
know.
it doesn't help that you're facing
Yeah.
it.
I'm, that's why I'm like, that mountain
He's got
candy,
sweat
that juicy
trickling.
jelly. Oh, I'm drooling. But why do I'll go back to why we stay into it. I want our stuff to be the best. I'm gonna be selfish and say like this is a competition. It's competitive, man. Like I do want to hear other people's stuff and be like, all right, let's be better. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Like there are some people in scenes, not necessarily this one or anything, but they're like, oh, why aren't we doing so well? Why aren't we blowing up? Your shitty fucking attitudes why you're not blowing up. And
That.
you're not putting what is it? Quality over quantity, right?
Yeah.
Don't just go release some DIY shit and then be like, oh, this is an amazing glorified turd. It's not. It's a turd.
It's a polished turd.
It's a polished turd. So I'm not going to say we're the best or great or whatever, but we don't want someone to be like, ugh. When they hear our songs, we want to be better.
Well, you are one of the best of the scene, and there's one thing that people
the glorified turd.
I was gonna say you're the best polished turd in the scene.
can that be your can you write that song, Polished Turd?
Absolutely, I can.
The GFT.
But one of the things that people, I don't know if people just don't realize it or they just like to conveniently forget. You know how many stars have to align to like
Oh yeah.
make success in the music industry?
You don't just have to be good.
Yeah, there's plenty of artists that are great at what they do,
Right.
that will never see success in that industry. It's not just being good at what you do.
Well, we were just talking about a certain person who's mediocre, but they're putting all their trauma on social media and they're blowing up because of their
How dare you talk about
their
us when
drama.
we're not-
That's actually a really good
About you
point.
being a drama queen
That's a
right
really
now.
good point. This person we're talking about has chosen to go down the avenue of I'm going to play victim. I'm going to put business. I'm going to make drama to get people engaged. And it's really really sad that works, but it's working.
Yeah.
Right. But still, that person will not see real success unless the right people get involved in their life, and they get in front of the right people that are able to provide them the opportunities to get on those bigger stages.
Yeah, it's
that doesn't just happen to people.
Yeah.
10
I'm saying?
years of 10,000 hours. I mean,
Yeah.
it takes dedication, time. You have to practice your craft. That's why, we hear it all the time. We get DM'd and someone's like, hey, can we jump on your show? Can we do this? Can we do that? We'll look on, we legitimately look into everybody and go down their discography of everything. We don't ever say no just right off the bat. We want to say, this is a great fit or this is not a good fit. And she knows. I send it to her. I'll be like, hey, what do you think about them? They're great. They're relatively unknown, but listen to this. This is an awesome song, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
We're constantly going back and forth.
I'm pushing other bands. to her.
We always start with do they sound good? Cool. Now are they racists? Then you go looking to see what they stand for.
Too,
This is like the find out. Are they homophobic
Yeah,
or are
it's
they
true.
Like,
racist?
if they're not promoting themselves and marketing themselves the same
Yeah,
way
that's
as
a
we
big
are
thing.
doing, and that's something the CMM bands are known for, is their proper promotion.
And
That's-
we're all getting picky. We're all getting
Well,
very picky who we play with.
I'll be perfectly honest. I have made the shift in recent months. When I first opened, my goal was to provide as much opportunity as possible for as many artists as possible, and being in the situation I'm in now, where like I'm fighting hard to keep this place open, like trying to get crowds in here, I have just stopped booking bands that are not active on social media,
and 90% are not promoting,
and they're not, and it's the majority of bands that aren't active, you know, and then you can find out who it's really easy to spot the ones that are kind of full of it, because they'll have a large number for their following, but then there's no interaction.
Right.
Yeah. And you can tell that's either purchased followers or something's fishy there. And
I can point them out to you. And I will point them out.
I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to shit on anybody. Since day one, I've always been that's why I don't do Battle of the Bands.
But a lot of the bands blame it on the venue, the promoter.
Yeah.
No.
It's
everybody.
yourself.
It's a team effort. It's not just up to the venue to promote. It's not just up to the promoter to promote.
I haven't
Each band
seen
has to highlight themselves.
Yeah, I haven't seen a venue be like, yes, I love to promote every show and every band that comes through here every
but we
single
do.
day.
But we do.
I was getting there.
Yeah.
Let me
What, the
finish my
Rooster?
point.
And then bands turn around and be like, okay, well, they're promoting the hell out of me, so I don't have to do anything.
Exactly.
It's shitty.
And I've
because-
seen it from my end too with, Rooster Olympics. I'll promote, my bands will all promote, but the other bands kind of slack off, and I'll call them out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I am not afraid to.
I don't want to get negative about it, but the point that I'm making is I'm agreeing with you. It's like, you do it long enough, you kind of know what to look for, and I'm getting a lot more selective about booking shows, and I'm still going to provide opportunities like newer bands, up and comers, stuff like that. I want the whole thing here was to inspire a whole new generation of artists, right?
Yeah.
That's what we want to do. We want to provide those opportunities, but no more. The days of us headlining bands that have no following are over.
Yeah.
Like, it's not happening anymore.
It's a very win-win situation for, because you promote, and bands that actually want to be here and put in the work are going to be here and give you that draw, and they're going to get the same, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you just, if only one side, if only a venue is willing to put in the work, or only a band is willing to put in the work, you're not going to have a good show.
It's all a collaboration. We're all working together to achieve the same goal.
Exactly.
And people with those attitudes are the ones that we're going to work with more often than not. And we mix things up. Like I've had. There's a certain percentage of concert goers in this area that are loyal to a specific spot, and those are the people that have kind of shit on us because we do tribute bands and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, but we got to keep the doors up. We don't have a legacy that to stand on. Like we're still trying. I would love to get to the point where we could pack this place out every night with original music.
Oh yeah, of course.
And that's the goal. That's what we're striving for. But right now we're in survival mode.
Oh yeah, this venue has so many different. This really is like an all-person venue though, and I think that's great. You've got so many different activities, and you've got drag shows, you've got local bands, you've got originals, you've got
country.
What?
Country.
You got everything. I think it's fun.
I'm going to shift. I want to talk about this for a second, just because Michael was like, son of a bitch.
All
you wore
right,
that
moderator,
shirt.
go ahead.
No, I want to clarify this shit, because everyone asks me, why are you such an asshole like that? It's twofold. It means things, okay? To me, I don't hate tribute bands. I see that's fine.
There's a value.
There is a value to it, and I do respect the fact that those major bands like Red Hot Chili Peppers, they're not coming here.
Yeah.
Not anytime soon, if they come back around at all. So yeah, okay,
They were
that's
just
fine.
in Raleigh.
I'm just saying.
And even when they do, you're spending $300 a ticket now.
Right.
You're not coming to the Rooster for $15.
And there are some phenomenal tribute bands. Not gonna shut. Where I shit is the cover. Okay, if you put a cover in your songs, that's fine. You're set. Everyone likes a relatability. They can sing along to it. If they don't know all of your stuff, it helps growth, and it makes your set better, to be honest. That's what we're always about. What can we do to make our set better each time? And I feel like that's been the biggest thing.
We do like one cover per set.
Yeah, everyone's been like, why you guys sound better and better each time we see you, and it's because we literally analyze everything and then go back and change each time to get better. But to bridge on this, it's not get rid of all cover bands. It's also meaning be better than the need for cover bands as a band. So there are cover bands because there are so many shitty bands that aren't stepping it up. Get in there and do better. Otherwise, they take over.
So you need to print that whole explanation on the back.
I will. For record.
Well, no, I mean, you make a great point, and like we really don't book that many. Like, yes, we do book cover bands sometimes, but it's very few and far between.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because I want to give opportunities to the people that are out there working, making music. You know, cover bands have a place. You know, there's like I get it. If you're a musician and you never went anywhere with your music, but you still love to play, and this is something you can do for money. Like I get it. It's just this isn't the place for it.
Yeah,
Like,
do
you know what I mean?
it at a BBQ joint where you're paid getting done. Don't try and jump on a lineup with all original and then be a cover band. That just doesn't go well.
And we've talked about this before on the show about how like throwing a cover in your set is great because people do love to sing along, and most of the time when you're an original band,
And it's fun to see how one of your favorite bands can cover it and make it different, make it their own.
I
and
love
stuff
it
like
when
that.
the bands
So,
take a cover and they change it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
the-
You Pretty Things has this thing they do where the band plays, they play the music to Change in the House of Flies by Deftones, right? So it starts out and you're like, oh shit, they're playing Deftones. But then she sings Toxic by Britney over that. And it's
Yeah.
phenomenal.
The first time that we heard it, we were like,
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, you can have fun with it too, and then it's something that the crowd knows and will, sing along. Plus, it also kind of gives people an insight into what your influences are and that kind of thing too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it shows range too. So,
Yeah.
or if there's like a complicated guitar, drum, or vocal part or bass part, whatever, and then people want to actually see what you can do. I mean, it's pretty intense when you see that person and you've heard the original band who sings that song do it amazingly, and then you can see your local do it and match it or do better.
I've been to shows where the band that wrote their songs sounded like shit. Like I've been like, wow, this is not very good. And then
Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh, dude, that's one of them. That's one of them.
when somebody told me that Billy Corgan just sounds like Cartman
Billy is
singing, I was
terrible.
like,
Look, I don't want to shit.
true.
I don't want to shit on people on the show, but I will validate your shirt. Yes, I hear you. I mean, it's kind of like an old school white knuckle be a man kind of mentality, like write your own music. Like I get it, I do. Like I feel you on that.
But it's
I think
also a
we've had this
call to the
conversation.
other bands to step it up, do better.
I have a SpongeBob shirt on.
yeah, I noticed that.
I wouldn't have caught that.
That's a fun cover that Corey Taylor does.
Yeah, he does it really well too.
Yeah.
It's funny because he sounds exactly like my brother doing it. Because like I've heard my brother do it. I'm like, dude, you sound like Corey Taylor.
All right. So before we wrap up, is there anything else that you want to promote before we get out of here?
I mean, we still have 5 more songs coming out.
See.
Maybe 7.
So is this an album that you're putting out just one song at a
We're
time?
doing
Okay.
once, hopefully, once every 6
XXX was
weeks.
the first one, right?
Bittersweet.
Bittersweet.
Yeah,
And
probably
then-
forever ago.
And then you got
Voices
Divided
on.
Minds is out. And
We've got
what's the next one?
XXX, You're Mine, Lullaby. What am I missing? Is that it?
So those are 4 out.
Yep.
5th will be
And then
6th, and then we have
5th will be 6th.
Sick.
There you go. 5th will be 6th.
Did I do that?
Yeah, analyst my ass. So we'll be 5th.
So
We'll be sick.
I'm looking forward to hearing Sick because I haven't heard it yet, and after hearing the background, it's going to be somewhat relatable to my situation. So I hope I'm looking forward to hearing
I'm very
what that
excited
sounds
for
like.
that one.
Maybe we'll just put it on for you real quick.
Oh yeah, we'll give you a little sneak peek. But
We did have that intention.
yeah, we've got some more to go. We have some that are completely done and ready, and then we're almost out. So we got to get back in the studio and start writing some
It's been
more.
a while. It's been like
But
2
When
months.
you go to put these together, I do want to know this. When you put these songs together and you've recorded them and you've worked them out, is Tim is he always trying to go back and tweak something?
Well, what's that?
I'm getting the feeling like the song's not finished until Tim says
I
it is.
There's that artist thing where it says that an artist is never finished; it's abandoned. right? Because you're always like, no, I want to do more. I want to do this. I want to do that.
I love this man with my whole heart and soul. Wonderful, wonderful guy. He irritates the living shit out of me when we have, because we'll get the mix sent to us, and he's like, all right, this, and this, cool. And then he'll listen to it in his car 40 times in a row, and then he's like, this, and this. Almost
Perfectionist,
perfect.
man.
4 more. You need to go back and record that. All right, now it's pretty good. And then the song will be out, and he's like, we should have changed that. I'm like,
yeah, there's always something. I mean, we did have one where we were in the studio, and it was my idea for the song that the direction I wanted to take it. I was like, yes, I love this idea. Let's do it. We got it together. Spent like 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours on it, and it's coming together. And then I just sat back and I was like, I don't like any of this. Get rid of it. And then we started another song, and that's when
you know what?
We never went back to it.
That's the kind of dedication, hard work. That's the kind of thing that makes your music so good.
The quality over quantity.
Yeah. That's the reason why you guys are where you're at, and why people love what you do. And so, good on you, Tim, even though you're annoying as fuck.
They've kicked me out. They have kicked me out of the damn shit before. They're like, you need to just go.
Like you're
you got 2 threads going on the band text, right?
Yeah.
There are.
There's like 5.
Yeah, there is. Actually.
I'm like, accidentally didn't mean to send that to you. I do better.
Go out and drink some vodka. You're not yourself when you don't have the vodka.
No,
Calm down. Come back.
Right on.
take that
Well,
Blanton's right there.
oh, let's do it. Let's do that. Let's wrap it up. You guys will be here July 27th. Come to the pre-party. The pre-party is almost sold out, by the way. There's only a handful of tickets left for the Friday night pre-party. So get your ass out here. Be here all day. You guys will be playing on the outdoor stage. We've got a Misfit vendor market. We've got food trucks. Psycho Sticks headlining. There's no reason not to be in downtown Gastonia at the end of July. And anything else, guys?
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody, for your support. Appreciate
Peace and
it.
love.